All right, so good evening once again. We are here with Android Studio tutorials, Android development or Android application development tutorials. In my previous class, I have taught you what is an Android image slider and what is Android image switcher and how you can implement them in your Android application. And then I gave you a very small assignment. I hope you have completed that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Have you submitted that in your Google Classroom?
Yeah.
All right, great. So you will get the marks for that accordingly. When I will get the free time, I will just go through it and assign the marks to you guys. All right, so for now, I am going to start Android viewStub widget of Android application development. And before we go ahead with the actual real demonstration, I'm going to give you the basic introduction of what Android viewStub is all about, okay? So a viewStub, hold on a sec, it's giving me the bold formatting, so I'm going to allow it. So a viewStub is a zero-sized, sorry, not east, it's S-I-Z-E-D, zero-sized invisible view, which is basically used to load or upload, or you can say which is going to help us to upload or load layout resource of layout at runtime. So viewStub is a zero dimension view, so you will not see anything on the layout palette, or you can say palette. All right, so to make parent resource visible, in order to make parent, P-A-R-E-N-T, parent resource visible, we are using some methods. Resource visible, it's resource visible. We are using the method called inflate. Before also we have used it. Inflate method is invoked. And to make viewStub visible, or invisible, we have a method called setVisibility. So setVisibility, and the parameter, for example, integer, method is invoked. So the view.visible, capital all, so V-I-S-I-B-L-E, visible constant is used for making viewStub widget visible. And view.GONE, G-O-N-E, or you can say GONE or GONE, constant is used to, or you can say used to make viewStub invisible. That's it. So this is the basic overview of Android viewStub. So a viewStub is basically a very small size. You can say zero-sized invisible view, which is used to load layout resource. Whatever the resources you have to display on the layout, it's going to load that on runtime. and it's going to have 0 dimension view. So you will not be able to see anything when you run it, but it's not like you will not be able to see, but if you want, you can use the methods. So to make the parent resource visible that you are just displaying with the help of this particular view step, you can use the method inflate. You can invoke that. But if you want to make the view step visible or invisible, we are using the method called setVisibility. And if you want, or we are using View.VISIBLE constant to make the view stub visible, and View.GONE constant to make the view stub invisible. These are the things which you need to remember, okay? And now let's go to the example and develop an application and add the Android view stub over there. So let's say the steps are, as always, we're going to create an application with the name Android view stub. Second, we need to add the code in activity main.xml file. Third, we need to have our own create another layout file with the name my layout.xml and add the code over there. Then after that, modify the main activity .java file also by adding the required methods. And then fifth step, you can say run the application to get the output. These are the 5 steps that we have to go through, and hopefully we will get the result. This is my emulator, this is my Android Studio. First thing that we need to do is create a new project, file, new project, empty, and next. I will name this project as Android viewStub. Make sure that Java is the language selected, and make sure that minimum SDK is Android 4.0 and API is 14, and we'll finish it. That's it, and I will close the previous project. I'll disconnect it from the emulator. Next thing, just wait for some time. Yep. Now we are ready to go. First thing what we have to do is we just have to go through the activity main XML file. I am going to remove the text view. I don't need, this is by default the hello text which is going to appear in every application. So I don't need that, I'm gonna remove that, okay? So simply if you have to add the view stub, I'm gonna use view and stub is here. Just hit enter and you will have always these 2 fields. These 2 attributes are always mandatory with any widget. So now it's up to you what should be the width and height. So I will be using wrap content for both. After that, I will use Android ID and then at the rate I can say view stub, SUTB stub, then Android other properties, or you can say attributes, then Android layout, but make sure that you are going to use relative layout right now. So relative layout, and then the properties will come exactly automatically that you want. So when you go to LAUIT layout, we need layout margin left. So you will have margin left here, and it's about 120 dp. and then Android, then we need layout, just the layout. So that's the first thing, and it should be at the rate layout my layout file. So layout which we have not added yet. So layout my layout file, the file that we have to add, the fourth step, my layout, layout. It's going to give you an error because we have not created the file yet. So Android, next thing is we are going to add layout align parent top. So align parent top is the first thing, and it has to be set as true. Okay, then that's viewStub, and then I'm going to add a button also to make sure that when you click on that, so that's Android button. Same thing again, we have to go through layout width and we have to set it as wrap content and height as wrap content also. Then Android, 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 then I will say text equals to show. It's going to help me to show the results. Android ID after that. So plus ID, and I'm going to use show here. Then after that, the layout properties, Android, sorry, not double D, Android layout align parent bottom. Here, align parent bottom. First thing, it is set to be true. Then Android layout align parent left, align ALIGN parent left is down here, and then it has to be true also. Then after that, align parent start. So Android layout align parent start, down here it is after right, and it has to be true also. And then you need to set the margin left. So Android layout margin left, which is the property here, and I'm going to set it as 65 dp. It's up to you how much you want. If you want some more, you will see it on the result and you can change it accordingly, according to the, according to the layout of your application, of your widget. So again, 65 here. That's it, and I'm going to close it. One more button I would like to add. So if you have to add the button same like the previous, I'm going to just change the properties like height, and here ID will be HID height. This button is for hiding the data, and align parent bottom is true. Now we have to delete all these properties. Margin left and margin start will say like it should not be same, because then it will come on the show button, but we have to change the margin left and margin right space or padding. So then here we have to delete this property. We'll say Android layout to write off. To write off is @ plus ID. We have to say show, and then Android layout and off. So to and off, and it should be @ID again show. Then this is 51 dB, and that's it. So we are done with this activity main.xml. We have added the widgets, viewStub, button, and button. which will help us to show this viewStub and hide or we can help, or which is going to help us to show the viewStub, and you can say to hide the viewStub. And this is the file that we need to create now. So I'm gonna copy the text, and it's under res, under layout. We have only one file. Right click here, new, it's XML layout XML file. Okay, I'm gonna name it as, wait a sec, I'm gonna name it as my layout. It's a linear one. Automatically it will give you the linear one. Later on you can change if you want, but I want it to be a linear layout, so select it. And it has created a linear layout for me. And then in it, I'm going to add an image view to display. So image view, which I have already told you in my previous classes. So image view, wrap content, and then wrap content here. These are the properties. And then I will say Android ID @ I can say imag image view, not view, it's view. V should be capital or small, it's okay. Then Android background, it's a background image. So we'll say @ in drawable folder. Do we have any? No, we do not have. So drawable, let's say I'm gonna save. We have drawable here, add new drawable resource file, file name. Time is running out. So what we are gonna do is I'm gonna simply download one picture here, or just background images, snapping tool, new, I'm gonna change this one, file, save as, I'm gonna save it in my apps, Android Studio, Android Studio projects was the project name.
viewStub, I believe.
viewStub, yeah, where is it?
You passed it.
Yep, I got it here. Where is it? Oh my gosh. Android viewStub, I'll go to app, I'll go to source, main, res, drawable, and I'm gonna save it here with image. That's it. And you'll get the image here, and when you just hold on, we have the image here. So I'm gonna type in image here. Image will come. That's it. Alas. So we're done with this, and quickly we'll go through the main file now. We have only 8 minutes of time. In the 8 minutes, I hopefully will be completing this particular tutorial, and say now in the main method or class main activity, extend this app compat activity, I'm going to define two variables as we are adding viewStub, or we have added viewStub, and I'm going to define two variables, viewStub, okay, comma, another one I'm going to define using the button. So button, and I'm going to define show button and hide button, okay. And then I will come out from this, I will come here, and then I will use show is equal to button. I need to read the ID. So button, Android widget, find view by ID, right? Then or.id dot, what is the ID? What is there? It's show. So I'll say S, show is here. First one will be show, another one will be hide. So next one will be HIDE hide equals to button Android widget. So find view by ID. r.id. Oh my gosh, what I'm doing. So r.id dot height. Now second one. That's it. And after that, the variable viewStub. viewStub, and it's equal to viewStub find view by id, and it is r.id.viewStub, which is this, the id of viewStub, which we have added in XML file. And then we can say, as I've told you, we'll use the method inflate. That's it. And then we'll create the onClick method. So show dot set onClick listener. Okay, so new view dot onClick listener. Now onClick listener at the rate override public void onClick is the method, and in it we're going to use view v, and then inside it we are saying that viewStub dot set visibility. It's here, view dot visible. It's view dot visible, just capital view dot visible. That's it. Will come out from this. Then we'll use hide dot set onClick listener. Okay, so new view dot set onClick listener for it. And then here we are going to use again override public void. So public 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 void on click, and then viewStub dot set visibility. Inside it we're using view dot invisible, or you can say gone. Now, as I've told you before, we use these two methods, but here in onClick, again we need to use view v. What's the problem? View or v. Oh, sorry, I forgot to add this here and this here. Now it's okay. Yep. So now it's okay. We need to add one curly bracket. So that's it. With this, we should get the output according to our thoughts. We'll go and just run it out here. We have the emulator already open. I'm gonna just put it in the right hand side. Let's see about the results. So you'll get, and you can see the image here. You can show it, hide it, show it, hide it, show it, hide it. But we have my layout file, image view, image. We have not, added any attributes to it. Why should we place it? I can split it. We can place it a bit here, but it's not coming. just in the middle there. We just need, so you can check here also the error has been removed. And that's it. That's how we can, you know, go through the viewStub through our Java Android application. So when you click on show, it's showing you, but when you click on hide, it's going to hide that. So using these two methods, show and hide, or you can say visible and gone methods we are using. So in under show button, we have used visible, set visibility, visible, and under the hide variable, we have used view is equal to gone, which is going to hide that particular image from the application. You can see here. Okay, clear?
Crystal clear.
So that's about Android viewStub. All right, I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna start it again. All right, so just join again.